Welcome back to Pizza with Vaughn. Seems like I always say welcome back because we take long hiatuses. Hiati? Hiati? We do, don't we? Yeah. But we're back, and we might be a little smaller tonight because of budget cutbacks or something. It's the same old pizza, guys. Same pizza, same chairs, same affable host. So we're gonna give it a whirl in the closet. There'll be a lot of in the closet jokes, so please brace yourself for that. I'm back in the closet after coming out to everybody years ago, so it's kind of a struggle for me. But I'll get comfortable before the night is over. I'm sure you're all sad that you're missing the debate tonight. Anybody? Anybody out? Anybody in the hallway? Oh no. There's a debate tonight, I guess. It won't be when this air. If you've ever seen the show, you'll understand that the things we talk about on the show have no relevance to anyone at any point who's watching the show because it doesn't air until months later. So a lot of times I'll give spoiler alerts in advance, hoping that I'm right, and once in a while I am. Like the Mets collapse last year was awesome. I predicted that. Go back and watch the footage. But tonight we're in the closet, so we're as a staff we're hunkering down and we're working with what we have to put on a good show for you, the 8 viewers that we have who used to work on the show. So tonight we have, who do we have? We have a sketch from our writing staff who's much improved since last year, and that's no offense to Mitchell if he is watching this. We love you, Mitchell. We have a sketch. Jordan Raitses, the editor and chief, both editor and chief. What is the? I guess I could ask him this when he comes out. I know the editor part. What does the chief do? Jordan. Yeah. What does the chief do? I know the editor part.
I tell people what to do.
Oh. So it's not like the chief, like an Indian chief or something.
That would be a little offensive.
Hey, no. We're all friends. All right, then not like a fire chief. Fireman chief.
Yeah, no. I get to put out a single fire.
I'm going to get to the bottom of this when we have you on. He's here to talk about the Binghamton Review and the controversial article that they wrote. That was in quotes, Jordan. Put that in quotes. We're going to talk about that in a very civil manner and get to the bottom of all the controversy. Again, in quotes, much was created and did not exist. So, and we have a debate, like just a really dumb debate. So if you missed the Trump-Clinton debate, we got one that's worse. So if that's even possible, then we can do it. Leave it to us in the closet. All right. By the end of this episode, hopefully we'll be comfortable enough to come out. Until then, we'll be back after this, folks.
What good is sitting alone in your room? Or come hear the music play. Life is...
How about all those things for you to buy that we support through advertising? This is product placement. That's what they call product placement. I placed it right here, the product that we're selling. Nurchie's Pizza, hot, delicious, and right over there. What we have now, let me tell you something about our writing staff. We have one, and they are hard at work trying to bring you joy. That's all they want to do, and that's their purpose in life. And we give them that opportunity to spread that joy. So here's a sketch from our brilliant writing team. I think you might like it. I'm going to go 50. You're going to like it. 50-50. I'm going to go 60-40. You're going to like it. 60-40, like it. 40, fuck you. Here it is.
Pizza with Fun is brought to you by...
Have you ever gotten a speeding ticket or a parking ticket? Yikes! How annoying is that? Gotta take time off from work, go in front of a morbidly obese judge and tell him you're not guilty, and then you can't spend time with your bratty kids. Oi, Gavalt! Well, guess what? I'm here to help you. I'm Jimmy Weir from Weir, Terrible, and Associates. We handle all traffic problems. Speeding, parking tickets, human trafficking, red light tickets. No case is too big or too immoral for us to handle.
I got hit with a $200 speeding ticket, but thanks to Weird, Terrible, and Associates, I got no points on my license and only a $50 fine. Thanks.
I got a red light ticket, but Weird, Terrible, and Associates got it thrown out. I didn't learn a thing. Fuck schools.
Customs caught me with a 15-year-old girl. I was going to sell her into slavery. I was facing 25 years to life. Thanks to Weird, Terrible, and Associates, I got off scot-free, which is 500 hours of community service. Thanks, Jimmy.
Here at Weird, Terrible, and Associates, we fight for you. Remember, if you get a traffic ticket, no matter how severe or how immoral, find us, Weird, Terrible, and Associates. We have an office on State Street. You can call us at 607-420-6969 or find us on the dark web. Remember, we fight for you.
Still in the closet. Yeah, you know. We adapt. Adapt or die is what they say. Right? Someone said that at some point. Right now what we have for you, in lieu of the presidential debate, we have an arbitrary debate that is loosely based on pizza, because it's Pizza with Vaughn. I don't know if you guys are catching on to the whole pizza thing we got going. So we're going to have two guys square off with their mouths. I know that sounds gross, but they're going to square off with their mouths in the closet. It's like the octagon, but it's got all this weird stuff in it. So we're going to have Dan and Zach come on down for the debate of the century. Watch out. Watch. Eat. That's the... Jesus. Don't...
Oh, man.
Right here.
All right.
Here, you guys are going to use this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let's get started. Arbitrary.
What?
That sound better.
What?
Huh? Nothing. I didn't say.
All right, you guys are in the debate.
Yeah.
I'm the moderator. I have the questions. You're each going to get 30 seconds to respond. Okay? Dan, you're going to start.
All right.
And Zach, you will be able to rebut. Question 1. Dan.
Yes.
Should crematoriums give discounts to burn victims? Use your time wisely.
Yes. Well, Ryan, thank you for having me here.
Hey, we're in the closet.
Thank you for having me here, Ryan. Now, I would like to say that I completely agree with this position. I think my party, the Republican/Black People Party, likes to hold fiscal responsibility as a key part of our agenda. And therefore, we would like that. Also, we like death and destruction, and we hope that the end of days comes soon. I believe I've answered the question fully.
Well, something. Zach, rebuttal.
My opponent is a liar and cannot be trusted. And back to the point of the argument is he's wrong.
Do you understand the question, though?
No, my opponent wants to destroy all crematorium. Yeah. Lie! It's absolutely true. He's lying to the people. He's lying to everyone. And he doesn't even care. He doesn't care about the crematoriums.
All right.
He doesn't.
I'm disqualifying the question as neither of these people know what a crematorium is. Question 2. Zach's going to take this one first. Moral reasoning ability of ducks versus geese. Explain.
Okay, well, obviously ducks have more moral.
It's not obvious.
It is. Have you seen the geese?
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's a difference between quack and whatever geese noise it makes, right? So clearly that must mean because we identify with
Time's
quack.
up. Time's up. Think whatever geese noise makes.
My opponent is wrong entirely, and he smells. So
We're still
obviously
in the closet.
I'm gonna talk over goddamn loud. I was like, please, Ryan. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Obviously, geese are much better because
The question
we can
is
eat
not
them.
who's better, ducks or geese.
Listen, they're better because
question is
their moral
moral
reason.
reasoning.
Their moral reasoning is a lot better. Ducks have committed lots of crimes against humanity. No geese has committed a crime against humanity. My opponent, I don't know what the other word I just said. My opponent clearly likes human rights violations. He's evil and
Name a human rights violation administered by a duck. Go.
1908
Time's
Armenian
up.
genocide. Okay.
Name.
Pooping in the wrong place.
What's that?
Pooping in the wrong place.
Okay.
On your lawn, in your water.
Back to Dan. Dan. Why don't we eat horse?
Ryan, that's a great question. And before I dodge it, let me say thank you for having me at this institution. This is one of the best closets I have been in a long time, and since I clearly am Republican, I must be in the closet. So again, Binghamton is a lovely school, and great cost. I mean, Harvard's better objectively, but for the money, fiscal
Time is up.
responsibility.
Zach.
My opponent does not like horses because he's never ridden one. If he rode on a horse one time, he would understand why we should eat horses.
I'm going to give you 30 more seconds to explain that.
Like, people milk cows, so
Right.
eat them. If they rode on horses, they would understand why they would be able to eat them
You
too.
can't milk a horse. Well,
It's
yes, you can.
You can milk anything.
You might not call it milking.
It's a metaphor, essentially, though. If you understand my point, like, why do we eat
I don't.
chickens? Because we
Next
use
question.
our-
I don't understand your point.
Okay, neither do I.
Should cats be illegal?
Are you kidding me? I hate cats. They're evil. You know they're
I am
planning to
not.
take over the
I
world.
am not kidding you.
All right. Well, cats are planning on taking over the world. So the best way to go about it is to ban them. Have a ban because not let any cats in until we understand what's going on.
Oh, I see that. Yeah. Dan, rebuttal. Should cats be illegal without saying fiscal responsibility?
Damn it. Cats should not be illegal. Obviously, cats have been involved in numerous accidents, and I understand this, but there is a constitutional right that we are allowed to have cats. Now, my friends at the National Cat Association, NCA, have definitely not given me a lot of money. And let me just say...
dogs?
Of course I care about the dogs. Dogs...
the cats hate the dogs.
But that doesn't mean that
People fight like that.
I mean, people fight like cats and dogs. And you know what? If someone comes up to you with a dog, how are you going to defend yourself without a cat? You want people to be victims of crimes because you will not allow them to have cats, and everyone's going to get beaten by dogs. This man is
Time.
dangerous.
Thank you for not going over the time limit. Final question. Should we ban books? Every single book ever. All of the books. Should we ban books?
I'm going to be very clear on this. My answer is absolutely yes.
I doubt you will be clear on it. But
Absolutely yes. Have you ever read Fahrenheit 451?
yeah.
It explains why we don't need books and why we should destroy all of them. And if we catch someone reading a book, we should burn the books and then burn them. I don't know what they do.
We're not going back to the crematorium joke.
No, this is Fahrenheit 451. That's the future.
Oh.
Or at least now it's the past. But when it was written, it was a future.
So you're for crematorium discounts for burn victims.
On books.
100%.
He forgot that was the first question already.
No one understood that.
I agree with my opponent on this issue.
Oh.
We have to burn all books except the Bible. It's not a book. It is law.
It is a book.
Law.
It will be burned
Law.
with law according
All right. The winner of the debate will be decided by this question. Dan, say something nice about Zach. And Zach, say something nice about Dan. Dan, you go first.
Zach, you are not only tall, but you are lanky. And that is something that I value in people.
That's a vote for lankiness.
to you. I think Dan's very funny.
Oh, that was genuine, I think. So you get the pizza, Zach.
Yeah.
I was genuine. I approve of his lankiness. It's a good thing. Yeah.
Now you're bickering and whining.
I am bickering and
You're
whining.
losing more.
This election is rigged.
More pizza.
Yes.
You get it. Pick a slice, any slice. Show it to the crowd. Yay, Zach, I guess. We're gonna be right back with Jordan from the Binghamton Review. Don't get in my shot.
Excuse me, can you hold this? That's weird. I'm Marty.
Calling all captains. Drink responsibly.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are always breaking new ground here at Pizza with Vaughn. Shooting in a closet. Whoever would have thought that could happen? Well, when we were so inept that we couldn't get into our own studio, we had to make do. And this is what you get, you bastards. So, to wrap up the show, close out the show, I want to bring on Jordan Raitses. He is, before you clap, he's a wonderful human being. He's the editor-in-chief. I used to think it was editor and chief. That's why I was asking before. Again, we'll get to the bottom of that. Editor-in-chief of the Binghamton Review, Jordan Raitses. Bring him in. I'll take camera. Here, do you need it?
Here you go. I'm good. Here. Okay.
That's your product.
Yes.
Hold it up.
This is what I produce.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the front.
I knew I was
it's like
gonna be
pizza.
Yeah.
Those are pizzas.
That's not why you brought me on here?
It's not.
Oh, well.
Grab a slice.
Oh, thank you.
You're going to use this mic.
Okay.
That's the one I was going to take, but okay. No, here, you take. You got it.
Yep, thank you.
Okay. I'll do. Okay, good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Jordan.
Yeah. Mr. Vaughn.
Explain to us the mission statement of the Binghamton Review.
So we're a non-partisan magazine of conservative thought at Binghamton. And I guess our main mission is really just to bring a different voice to campus than the mainstream that you might hear from like Pipe Dream or the other magazines.
Because it's super liberal.
Yeah. It's pretty terrible if you're a conservative at all.
So non-partisan.
Yeah, we're not Republican.
Okay.
Which might be confusing to some, but...
It is to morons, right?
Basically.
I get it. You're conservative, but not partisan.
Yeah.
See, I learned something here. You just learn more in this debate, in this interview, than you will learn from the actual debate. And absolutely from that shit show that just happened on this show. So, how long have you been the editor and chief?
Well, I was an editor.
Were you the editor before you were the chief?
I was an editor
Let's put it that way.
last year.
Okay.
Before that, I was doing layout work.
Okay.
And before that, I did website work.
And
this year is my first year as editor-in-chief.
And how many you put out a year? How many issues?
Well, my first year we put out 5.
So it's like.
Then my second year we put out 8. My third year we put out 12, and this year we look to put out 16.
And so forth, or it's just based on the content that you have?
Based on the content that we have. Last year, at the end of the year, we just had a lot more writers, so we could put out a lot more content.
So could you then argue that the campus is becoming more conservative? If you're using that progression as...
I would hope so, but what I think is actually happening is that we're just getting better at retaining members. When I was a freshman, our editor-in-chief was a racist, sexist piece of shit, if I can say that.
Oh!
So he's a great guy. He's a great guy. I loved him, but...
I would have stripped him of the chief title, if that was the case.
He had been there more years than the rest of us combined. So.
Editor and douche. You know? I'd go with that. You should use that. Who was it? I don't know him. Damn it.
He graduated about 2 years ago.
Okay. So since his reign, you guys have sort of... Because I know I've been here like 14 years. And I've read... I stopped reading it, I think, maybe because it had the super Republican... It was supposed the Republican arm of of journalism here on campus,
right.
And it took that hint of just hate and anger and all that kind of stuff. So you're saying you're moving not away from conservatism, but away from the black eye.
Yeah, I want to be more inclusive, I guess. Just
Yeah.
to other people on campus actually have a real conversation instead of the drunken rants that
Right.
we would used to have in there.
Right. Drunken rants are fun, but they're not. They have their place. Right?
Yeah.
And it's not in the Binghamton Review anymore.
I think so.
Which is a good thing. That's a good step forward. So, if we could talk about the article in question a little bit, I'd like to. You guys put an article in the review about an RA event. It was just for RAs. And I remember the buzz about it. It was, Binghamton University has class about racism and it's white people are the racists or something. So why don't you sort of clear the air about what really went down?
Yeah, so basically we got a Facebook message with a picture of a flyer for this event that was for RAs.
Right.
Just a optional training session titled #Stop People White Stop White People 2K16.
Yeah.
And
I actually know the student who came up with who put it together, and he had every good intention with the.
Yeah, I mean, when we originally got it, we said to ourselves, we need to get this out like basically as soon as we can, just because it's super relevant to our campus right now, and it won't be in like a week.
Right.
So we published it as an opinion piece, really, just sort of saying, how could the university let something like this happen?
Right.
And then our follow-up articles did get a little more details. Like we interviewed an RA who had been there.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, at that time, it was sort of too late.
Yeah, it had gone like hotcakes. Right?
Less than a day after we posted our original article, it was picked up by a lot of other media sources who kind of blew it out of proportion, like you mentioned. But our initial purpose was like all good intentions.
Yeah.
We only wanted to point out that the university should have been a little more wary of what they were publishing.
Sure. Now, did that bum you out as a journalist that you did this piece, it was well-intentioned, and it, like that, became this whole animal that you could not be restrained in the mainstream media? Like that they took it and ran in a direction you didn't want them to go?
Yeah, that was kind of eye-opening to me because I hadn't expected how bad it could get. One thing especially, the RAs in question, their names were printed on the flyer, and we didn't quite notice that at first. So we just let that flyer go through into the media, and then people started reaching out to those RAs and sending them death threats and stuff like that.
Right.
And I don't know if there were any actual death threats, but they were very mean to them, to say the least.
Yeah.
And
we get a lot of death threats at the show, just asking us to please stop shooting, stop the show. So I know about that stuff, but this is That was going to be one of my questions. Who was the worst with it? Like, which news outlet? Because someone told me, and I don't want to, misinterpret, but someone said that Fox News really latched onto it. And then I was like, well, you guys are conservative. Like, did that sort of have you lose any faith in the conservative media? Or
if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I have very little faith in any media.
Yeah, I agree.
Pretty much anything. If I can detect an opinion in a news piece, I'm going to stop reading it.
Right.
A lot of times.
So you don't read any news then?
I mean,
you guys didn't get that? Come on, that was good.
I go to a lot of, as nonpartisan organizations as I can. Good website that I use is like Real Clear Politics, because they give you a lot of different sources. Yeah. So you get to see articles from both sides. Right. Which I just try to keep myself as balanced as possible. But when I saw Fox News doing that with our piece, I felt kind of betrayed. My baby, got
wah wah.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
It was a little worse than a wah wah, but yeah, basically that sort of sentiment.
Or like a Pac-Man.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what it was.
Yeah, that was my first thought. Was like, oh man, they let him down probably. Mm-hmm. Like the media or whatever. It's unfortunate that is how everything runs now. It's pretty sad.
Yeah, I was really excited at first when I saw it get picked up. I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna make it.
Yeah.
And then I read the article that picked us up, and I said, uh-oh.
Bing, 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 bing.
I'm not quite as good at sound effects, so I'll let you do them. But
basically,
my thought process was like that.
Yeah, I hear you.
It was unfortunate that it got sort of blown out of proportion like that. I am glad, though, that in the end the university apologized for letting it happen.
Yeah, that's good.
We've been in mediation, or at least we've spoken to mediators who have spoken to the RAs.
Yeah.
And, things seem to be okay with them at least.
Because wasn't it really just a bad title?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because the seminar or the program, whatever it was, wasn't ill-intentioned or anything.
That's something else that a lot of people missed.
The title that everyone was all worked up about.
A lot of people also missed that, like in the follow-up, the media follow-up, they sort of missed that the content of the actual event wasn't that bad.
Right.
So we eventually, in our second article we posted, we said that the content of the actual event wasn't that bad, and that it wasn't like anything like what you might expect from an event titled like that.
Right. Yeah.
It wasn't instructions on how to stop white people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard to do. Clearly. So are you a Clinton, Trump?
I'm actually a Gary Johnson supporter.
Gary.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a nut job.
It's rough going these days.
Yeah. At least I don't have to be a Hillary or Trump supporter.
Well, what do you think of Trump's effect on conservatism in the country? Like,
I'm pretty worried about it.
Yeah.
Because I think that this kind of thing is very poisonous. It can get into the mainstream Republicans very easily. Something that you're seeing already happen in these Senate races, too, is you're seeing people run on sort of these populist tickets in the Republican Party, and that's causing a lot of these same sort of Trump effects. I don't know. They're probably going to coin a better term for it eventually. But
yeah, it'll be slick. I'm going to run for president. I'm just going to do it myself.
Yeah, I'll support you.
We'll
give you an official endorsement.
Binghamton Review, get behind
I don't know
me?
if we're allowed to, actually, but...
Hey!
Endorse anyone.
Why? Oh, journalism.
Yeah.
Because journalism.
You have my unofficial endorsement.
No, I would appreciate that. Anything else? What can we expect from? What are you working on for the next issue? Anything?
Yeah, our next issue is actually going to have some of exactly what you're talking about. A lot of it's going to be dedicated to election topics, as well as one article is specifically addressing what you just asked me about where the Republican Party goes from here. Right. Sort of how to recover from this Trump fiasco, if it can.
Yeah, right.
Other than that, it's going to come together pretty nicely. Should be out on shelves by the end of the month. Maybe even...
Wait, it's on shelves?
Yeah. We distribute a physical copy all over campus.
Wait, that's like a shelf?
There's magazine shelves.
That's what you call those?
Magazine racks?
Those little the little square things?
Yeah. You know, like in the Union.
Yeah, I never called that a shelf.
What is it?
I don't know. Anyone out in the hall?
If anyone has a better idea,
Yeah,
I'll take it.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna say I'm gonna look into that, but I'm not. Someone on the staff will
respect
look
that.
into that. All right, Jordan, I really appreciate you coming in the closet with me. I think this gave it a nice vibe.
Nice and
I think what you're doing
personal.
is noble. I do.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And you've made a reader out of me. Just tonight, you got to finish that before we wrap up the show. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Pizza with Vaughn, another one in the books. Hopefully next week we'll be out of the closet. But if not, that's just because, it's hard to do that these days. So bad. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks, I guess thanks to Zach and Dan. I don't know.
They're okay.
They
tried.
Yeah. And in the lesson here, according to Homer Simpson, is never try. I guess is the. Thanks to Zach and Dan. Thanks to my whole crew and the audience who sat in the hallway for this debacle. And Jordan, again, I appreciate it very much. We will see you next time on Pizza with Vaughn. Pizza with me. Bye.